take a little ride along with me as I head down towards Dandridge, Newport, Tennessee area today. Probably not all the way into Sevierville, but a couple of little places I wanted you to know about in case you are in those areas, where you can find some really good deals on your preps is called the Bargain Barn Grocery Outlets, and there's one in Newport and there's one in Sevierville, and you can usually find a lot of really good deals. I've done videos on them before. I was there a few months ago in Sevierville, and they had the wonderful wildflower honey from Del Rio, Tennessee, which is outside of Newport. Beekeepers. They had the quart-size jars for $9, so it was a really good deal. I bought four or five, I can't remember, but I've been through 2 of them already. Plus I had some local honey that I got from a neighbor of mine. So I love honey. I eat it every single day, and when I start running what I consider low on it, which I've got more honey too, just put away, but I like eating the local honey as much as possible. It really does help, I think, with allergies. But anyway, I digress. It's kind of what I'm out doing, just taking my day off here to take in some very, very beautiful scenery here in East Tennessee, and I hope you can see the trees as I drive along. Yes, I'm driving Interstate 81, so it's not like I'm out in the country right now, and perhaps I'll go on the country later and make a different video, just get more scenery. But for right now, I just wanted to talk about a couple things, because here we are again being distracted by, you know, this, that, or the other, and by no means do I think that innocent lives being lost should be equated to just a distraction, but you know, if you listen to some people on YouTube who aren't afraid to really talk about things, you might wonder if it's even being overplayed, shall I say, and there's really not as much death and destruction going on as they're making it seem. And of course we all have to wonder about that, but what we really need to wonder about the most, I wish I could get you more of the trees and less of the road. Might be better. I think once again what we need to be thinking the most about is how their beast system is coming upon us, and how we're going to have those major decisions that we're going to have to make to opt out. You know, when is it going to be? When is our line in the sand going to be drawn? You know, and that's up to each one of us individually. But I feel as long as we can kind of talk to each other, maybe share ideas with each other, get input from each other, I feel like that's helpful. So, you know, some people are talking right now saying that, and this is just, you know, I consider friends on YouTube, are talking about how, you know, I've heard coming up after November 1st, apparently there's some kind of new law that's going into effect, and I keep forgetting to look this up and look up the details of this until I get on and start making a video about it, and I'll try my best to remember to look into it. Dabu7 he was gonna be making a video about it, or having a live stream talking about it the other night, and I didn't get to tune in. He's not doing anything really on YouTube anymore other than just putting the alert out that he's getting ready to go live on like D-Live or Rumble. unfortunately, a lot of people are going to those other platforms, and I'm having a really hard time keeping up with everybody. I'm trying not to miss out on anything. I'm trying to take in any of the information I can. But unfortunately, right now, the people who have the biggest voices to do most of the talking are all stuck on that one thing. And like I say, I'm not equating death of innocent people to a distraction, but I think it has to be considered when this change that's coming to our monetary system is going to be the largest thing that's happened in our lives to date. Unless you're someone who's, very, very, aged and been around for a long time and been through 2 world wars, or, you went through, the riots in the 60s. You went through being removed from the gold standard. But for the most part, any of us who've been born 1970, if you will, further, late 1960s, this is going to be, and really for all of us, because it is the introduction of that system, of that major choice that we're going to have to make. It really is going to be probably one of the biggest decisions you ever make in your life. And what I still don't have figured out is what's gonna be the marker that shows us for sure that it is what it is. A lot of people, there are people who are now taking that chip voluntarily into their hands and using it to pay for things, get in and out of buildings. It's been going on for a decade, 2 decades probably. People are putting chips in their handicapped children, and same way as they're putting chips in their dogs. So I don't know that the number of the man is going to be exactly a little bead of rice sized microchip. I don't know. Is it going to be just when they take us off of the digital, or are they going to give us some sort of a barcode? Probably we already all have one, whether we know it or not. Probably each one of us has a barcode somehow associated to our social security number that they may want us to have and present, maybe just through our phones at first. I don't know. There's so much to take into consideration. I just know that us who are the true soldiers for God, the warriors, the future martyrs, I know that when the time comes, we who are, and I shouldn't assume too much about myself, I suppose, but I just feel it deep down in the marrow of my bones that I'm here in this time on purpose, and I have a specific use, and it may only be for one time for 2 to 3 seconds in my life. But I feel like that day will come upon me. And I just hope and I pray and I really feel in my heart of hearts that I will not let myself be deceived. But I want to stay humble about that, and I don't want to assume anything about that. I really, really don't. And I don't, to feel those ways. But I just know that things are getting really, really difficult. It's getting harder to live day to day. It's getting harder to work in their system, and it's getting harder and harder for certain ones of us to have jobs and receive certain things that they want you to do and have. And I'm getting ready to have to shift gears again. My little seasonal job is going to be ending, and I'm really, really blessed, though. I'm really blessed. I can do nothing but be thankful for everything that I have, everyone who I have in my life. All the knowledge I've gained, all the blessing that's came into my life so far. I'm so thankful for. I just hope that the Lord God Almighty will just continue to walk with us. I hope that I stay in His will, and I hope that all of you do too. Everyone within the sound of my voice, I hope that you know the path that you're on, and you understand where you're going, you understand where this is going. And don't let yourself be deceived in these perilous times.